A major change is coming to Canada's citizenship laws. A change that could finally bring relief to thousands of families, including many of Indian origin, who have long struggled with unfair legal barriers. And in this detailed explainer, we will tell you exactly what the new legislation includes, why Canada was forced to reform its rules, who gets direct benefits, how soon the law will take effect, and what it means for global mobility and future generations. Canada is moving to correct what it now admits were unacceptable outcomes of its previous legislation, which created a class of citizens known as Lost Canadians, where individuals born abroad to Canadian parents could not automatically pass on citizenship to their children if those children were also born overseas. This rule, known as the first-generation limit, was introduced in 2009 to restrict citizenship by descent, and although partial fixes were attempted in 2009 and 2015, many families remained excluded and had no straightforward legal pathway. On December 19, 2023, the Ontario Superior Court ruled that key parts of the Citizenship Act violated constitutional rights, particularly for children of Canadians born outside Canada, prompting the federal government to acknowledge that its laws were outdated and discriminatory. Bill C-3, which has now received royal assent, will allow Canadian citizens who themselves were born or adopted abroad to finally pass citizenship to children also born or adopted outside Canada, as long as there is a substantial connection to Canada, which has been legally defined as 1,095 days, or 3 years, of cumulative physical presence in the country before the child's birth or adoption. Crucially, Bill C-3 does not only apply to future children. It also includes a retroactive provision, offering citizenship to those who would already have been considered Canadian if not for the earlier restrictions. The government says these changes make the Citizenship Act more inclusive while preserving the value of Canadian nationality by ensuring genuine ties with the country. This reform could particularly benefit thousands of Indian origin families, many of whom migrated to Canada, settled abroad again for work or education, and then realized their children did not qualify for Canadian citizenship under old rules. Immigration lawyers expect a surge in applications once the law takes effect, as families who were previously stuck in legal limbo will now have a clear and fair pathway. Although the law is approved, it has not yet been enforced. The federal government must set the implementation date, and a Canadian court has extended the deadline for doing so to January 2026, giving Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada the necessary time to finalize rules and procedures. Canada's immigration minister says the new law corrects unfairness and reflects a modern world in which families move globally, while advocates such as Don Chapman, founder of the Lost Canadians movement, say it finally eliminates a discriminatory barrier that created a second-class citizenship, particularly impacting women and those born abroad. Experts note that these updates now align Canada more closely with comparable rules in the United States, United Kingdom, and Australia. So, Canada's long-awaited overhaul of citizenship laws is finally here, unlocking recognition, stability, and belonging for families who were unfairly excluded for generations, especially many of Indian heritage. And the real transformation begins in 2026, when applications open and the world watches how Canada implements a more inclusive future. This has been your detailed explainer. Stay informed, stay ahead. And do not forget to subscribe to the Indian Express for accurate and essential updates on global policy changes and their real-world impacts.